at all. We are cattle. It's no good trying to think, why do they think that? You can't think like they do because they are so evil. Can I prove it? Well, before I forget it, do you see what these people are doing? This is the earth. This is our world. This is the globe. And two men using hammers are hammering the world into a new shape. Their shape. It's not very difficult, is it? These people are very dangerous, and yet these people are our politicians. Now, if we've got to look at another area, because if we go into the 1920s, so we've moved on from the late 1898, in Germany we had a group called the Frankfurt School. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the names, they're all there. Mr. Grunberg. They were all Marxists, sociologists, psychologists, and a bit of psychiatry. And they were torturing dogs to see what was going on. And they were studying how to break a society down by attacking moral, family, and spiritual values. They were getting paid. Somebody was funding them. Nice job. What have you been doing at work today, darling? Well, I've been working out how to murder people. Perhaps I used to do that. When Hitler came to power, a lot of them disappeared. They got out the country and they went to America. And we know that they continued their work in America. Now, somebody mentioned yesterday the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute. The Kaiser Wilhelm Institute in Germany, the psychiatric institute, or Institute of Psychiatrists, sorry, part of their job was to train the people who were going to murder the mentally and physically disabled people. Before the Holocaust got going, in the late 30s, the Nazis, under the eugenics program, started to murder disabled people. I think it was about 350,000, 400,000 altogether. But before they murdered the people, they trained the people who would handle the victims. And that was done in the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute using sensitivity training. And that sensitivity training came out of the Tavistock Institute. Where's the Tavistock Institute? It's in London. We've got to learn some things about ourselves because in our midst we've got some very nasty people and they've been hiding in the shadows. So here we've got the Frankfurt School. If you've never heard about it, learn about it, go and find out so that you know I'm telling you the truth. But these people were teaching themselves how to use psychology and psychiatry to damage morality, the family, and to effect a spiritual breakdown. Aren't you glad you came this morning? Now here's Mr. Lewin. And I just linked him with a few people, but Lewin was linked into the Frankfurt School, and then he ended up collaborating with Mr. Luria, and he specialised in that. The artificial disorganisation of behaviour. And once he'd done that, Mr. Lewin went on to specialise in sensitivity training. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Do you remember mental healing? Mental healing means you're healed when you're a communist. It's nothing to do with healing. And this is something else we've got to work. The language came up yesterday. When these people work from the shadows, you can sometimes read a document and you say, that's nonsense. Try reading it as though it's malicious, malevolent. And all of a sudden you can get another meaning. We are going to help your community means we're going to destroy your community. Yeah? Brown is going to set up a new banking system which is going to help us. No, it's not. It's going to destroy us. So it's like things have become reversed. But this is real and factual. Their techniques went on to create neuro-linguistic programming. Now, I've been tracking an organisation called Common Purpose. But initially, I didn't understand quite how it was doing things. But neuro-linguistic programming Whatever anybody says to you is a form of hypnosis, but you've taken away the obvious signs that it's hypnosis. And it's incremental. I get somebody, I can't do it, get somebody for a little bit of time, you can change them a little bit. You get them for a bit longer, you can change them a bit more. It's gradual. But I was delighted because a month ago I got contacted by 2 professionally trained NLP men who said we're very worried at seeing willy-nilly use of NLP techniques across the country, because in the wrong hands it can be dangerous. And so they started to teach me a bit more about how the system works. But one of the key things one of the guys said to me was, if you hypnotize somebody in a chair, you can get the average person to do whatever you ask them to. Go and shoot that person, they'll do it. Take your clothes off, they'll do it. But if you use a little bit of neuro-linguistic stuff and you try and get people to go about against their morality, they won't do it. The morality inbuilt in them is so strong they won't do it. So what you have to do is you have to destroy their morality in order to get a better effect with the programming. Do you think morality has been destroyed in this country? Do you know where it's going? I'll tell you where it's going. Paedophilia is going to be made acceptable. I can't do it in this talk. I'm going to do another talk on the subject to the children. And if you think I've just made that up, you go and do the research. In Germany, papers are already circulating suggesting that paedophilia should be made acceptable. And the academy schools, and it's in the paper, I'll come on to that at the end, the academy schools are also looking at this subject. We're at the bottom. This is, I'm going to go quite quickly because I've got to get on to a bit. This is where we think we are. We've got these people controlling us, looking out for us, managing us. Well, the answer is they're not doing it anymore, because a whole group of people called change agents are now coming up with policy. Demos, Bilderberg, Government Foundation, Joseph Rowntree Foundation, the Work Foundation. There are hundreds of them, and all you've got to do is 2 clicks on the internet and you can find them all. They're all funded. Who's funding them? If we know who funds the change agents, we know who's driving the change. The next thing they've done is set up a cuckoo in the middle of society. And the cuckoo is the third sector. And the third sector contains over 1,300 government departments. We never needed these in the past. Why do we need them now? They have a job to do now. And we've linked them to 170,000 charities. That's the figure. Why haven't we got a wonderful country with so many charities? The answer is the charities are false because they are funded by public money. Go to the Charity Commission site, research yourself, and you will find that the overwhelming big charities are funded straight out of the government pot. So the change agents pump in all the stuff we don't want. These are the people breaking down morality, telling us we need change here, change there, change, change, change. Barack Obama, change. Cameron, what's the slogan? Change. Change is from our reality to their reality, and this is where it's being pushed through. Houses of Parliament are nearly redundant, and then all of the rubbish falls on us at the bottom. So when you hear Blair or Brown or Cameron talking about the third way, that's a coded message. They're talking to these people. Now, if we've got a cuckoo like this and we do something on top of it, we've got a big problem. And into the cuckoo's nest, they've put common purpose. And it's slow, it creeps in. And common purpose is gently messing around with people's minds. It says it's a charity creating future leaders, but it's how it creates the leaders that's the problem.